and where all are welcome to explore their own connection to the sacred. Whether you are here to seek, to remember, or simply be present, we are glad you've joined us. Welcome. I'm Reverend Leslie Runnels, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm joined with Jason Pesh as worship associate, accompanying us Megan Smith, Karen Baggett is our song leader, Ken and Dan making all the AV and Zoom magic today. If you were visiting us for the first or second time today, would you raise your hands that we may welcome you? Yay. Wonderful. Thank you. And if you are so called to introduce yourselves today, we will bring around the mic. And if you do not want to introduce yourselves, just decline. Ready? Okay. And we will bring the mic to the AV team to tell us who's joining us on Zoom today.
On Zoom today, we have Amanda Warthen, Joellen Essex, Kay and Darrell Lynch, and a Zoom user.
That's probably just the goddess. All right, beautiful. We do have some announcements today. The Unitarian Universalist Association, that's the association of all the UU congregations together, has a common read every year. And today, this year's common read is Authentic Selves, Celebrating Trans and Non-Binary People and Their Families. And it is a beautiful book. It tells people's stories. It tells about their journey. It tells about what they need and what they've learned and how they've grown in the process and kind of what we need to learn as well. So I really encourage it. It's a beautiful book. And the other announcement is that we now have childcare set up for choir practice. So for those of you who want to come sing with us, if you have young ones, grandchildren or your own children, bring them on. We're ready to hold them so that you can sing. We invite everyone in the sanctuary to please silence or turn off your noisemakers, and those of you on Zoom can turn off your cameras to conserve bandwidth. And now we do the Unitarian Universalist tradition, the style we have of turn and greet your neighbor, which is when y'all all get around and mill about and say hi to everybody. Please enjoy. Come into this sacred space. Leave nothing behind. Bring your love and your heartbreak, your fear and your defiance, your grieving and your dreaming. Come with your entire self. In this community, you are worthy. You are enough, and you are a blessing. Come and be whole. And now let us say these words together. Come, let us worship together.
We are not the first people to worship on this land. We acknowledge the first people and spirits of this land, the Nusiak and Lumbee peoples. The Nusiak, from which the Neuse River gets its name, had to leave the area due to conflicts with English settlers and local rivals in the 18th century. Yeah. The Lumbee, centered around the Lumber River, further west of here, were recognized as a tribe in 1956, but were denied any federal benefits and are still fighting for them to this day. We acknowledge the people and spirits of this land. We invite Hallie to light our chalice, or both our candles. The flaming chalice was first used by the Unitarian Service Committee as a symbol of life-saving refuge for people fleeing Nazi persecution in Europe during World War II. As we light this chalice, we invoke the love that called people to put their lives at risk to save others. May we be vessels of life-saving welcome. And we also light our peace candle to remind ourselves that peace is a process that requires work. That peace is not merely an absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. And now we welcome Megan Smith and Maria Lundgren to the chancel for our special music.
Test, test, test. Test. Okay, we're good. This is a traditional Transylvanian song. I don't know what language it is in actually, but you will hear some words that I sing that are not English, and then Maria sings the English.
Where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is blessing. Where there is blessing, there is God. Where there is God, there is no need. Oh.
Berkeley just looked at them the whole time, just rapt. Love it. Yes, very beautiful. Thank you. Every week, we make space and time to be human and celebrate our joys and grieve our sorrows together. Should you wish to share a personal joy or sorrow about a person or persons in your life, there's a paper to fill out over there, and you can put it in the basket, and then I will read that aloud as part of the ritual. Otherwise, you are welcome to line up along here to come up and pick up a rock and place it in the water, or you can also line up around the edges and come to that basket. And your joys and your sorrows are going to cross over each other, as is natural. Please join the stones and water ritual now. One community stone in recognition that the people of Palestine wake up each day to an ongoing genocide of their people and culture. May peace find a way. Jesus, help me channel this fury. We lost our beautiful cat on election day. She died. Sarah's nephew, Henry, will have surgery tomorrow at Duke. We wish him a quick recovery. Prala Quinn, feeling under the weather? Sorry, I don't know that first name. Sorry? Okay, what is her name? Paula Quinn. Okay. A joy and thanks to Terry and Kai Hustmark for helping us celebrate the annual Sweet Potato Celebration. Pick up yours from a box outside the door. That comes from Helene. Beautiful. Thank you all. This community witnesses your joys and your concerns, even the ones not spoken yet aloud, or the ones that are slowly forming in your heart. May you know that you are held in love, and that you are not alone. Whether you are in grief or in celebration, we are here for each other. May you know love, may you know peace, and may you be safe. And now is the time for all ages, so we invite all our little ones. I don't see too many of the little ones. If there's anybody in the quiet room that would like to come up and watch a movie. We got a little video. Enticey. All right, you can go ahead and hit play. I'm sorry, actually, if you just hang on just a sec. You may have noticed that adults are being very upset this week because of the election results. Some of us have a lot of really hard, heavy feelings about that, and we want to help each other feel better. I know this happens in your life too. Things come up where you have hard things happen and some heavy feelings. So this story might be helpful for you as well. Now, thank you.
The Rabbit Listen by Corey Dorfeld. One day, Taylor decided to build something. Something new. Something special. Something amazing. Taylor was so proud. Then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down. The chicken was the first to notice. What a shame! I'm so sorry this happened. Let's talk. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Next came the bear. Taylor didn't feel like remembering. So, the elephant left. One by one, they came. The hyena. Let's laugh about it. The ostrich. That's all I can say. Nothing happened. The kangaroo. What a mess. Let's throw it all away. And the snake. Shh. Let's go knock down someone else's. But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually, they all left. Until Taylor was alone. In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body. Together, they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again. I can't wait, Taylor said. It's going to be amazing. The end. Please subscribe.
Right? That seemed a little on point. All right, let us now sing our children to their classes with the blessing song. You were born and it matters what you do. We know about God is the peace of the truth. The beauty you love, be what you do. And you don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing I was born and it matters what I do. We know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty you love be what you do, and I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born, it's a matters what we do. What we know about God is a piece of the truth. The beauty you love be what we do, and we don't have to do it alone. Please join me in a few moments for silence and meditation, taking 3 long, deep breaths together as we center ourselves. Silence will lead us into meditation, and music will lead us out. This has been a hard week for many of us. Feelings of anger and rage, disillusionment, grief, despair, bewilderment, deep fear and terror for ourselves and for our loved ones. I wrote the title to this worship service over a week ago. That's gone. Because today we need a pastoral message. The title was The Joy of Justice. And joy will come, and justice will come. But right now, we need to be right now where we are. We need a place to grieve, to be held in deep grief. Do not be afraid of your tears today. Do not be afraid of your neighbor's tears today. These tears, these feelings are valid, and they deserve to be felt. We are a liberal, progressive, spiritual community. That doesn't mean we all think alike, or even that we all vote alike. But we have agreed to be in community together, asking the hard questions, probing deeper into meaning and theology, being accountable for our actions to each other, and working together to see a just world. To begin today's journey, let's start with singing hymn number 1002 in your teal hymnal, Comfort Me. You can do it right where you are sitting. And we're going to pause between the verses as I say a prayer. The lyrics have changed just a little bit, but you can still close your eyes if you know the song, and that's where you want to be. Oh, my soul, at times the challenges I face are too much. Too much illness, too much struggle, too much conflict between family and neighbors, too much suffering in the world, on our screens and out of sight. But we know it is happening, and what shall we do? Can I bear the weight of it all? It is hard to be human, especially a soft-hearted human. Spirit of love, will you comfort me?
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Oh, my soul, at times I feel alone, isolated, even if there are people around me. It can be hard to share my inner world with others or to let them help me. But when we sing together, I feel others' presence. And I know that together we have enough caring to go around for everyone, including me. Gathered community, will you sing with me?
Yes, we will. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me.
Oh, my soul, sometimes I am just weary when it's hard to get out of bed in the dark morning, hard to face difficult tasks, hard to lift my foot or open my heart. I know I may need rest and fortitude. I may need to refill the well within me. Rest is a gift that I will try to allow myself to have when I need it. My needs are important, and I deserve rest. Oh, my soul, you can rest.
Rest with me, speaks for me. Rest with me, oh my soul. Rest with me, speaks for me. Rest with me, oh my soul.
When I have been nourished with song, I grow stronger. When I have felt the presence of caring community around me, I feel more able to use my power. When I have given my body and spirit the rest they need, I am renewed. And yes, my soul, when the light grows, and the light will grow, day by day, like a green growing thing, I am ready to rise in power and beauty and return to the world and bring it my love and my joy. Oh, my soul, rise with me.
Rise with me, dance with me, rise with me, oh my soul. Rise with me, dance with me, rise with me, oh my soul. One more time. Rise with me, dance with me, rise with me, oh my soul. Rise with me, dance with me, rise with me, oh my soul.
Thank you all. You may be seated. Our tears are a blessing. I want you to remember that. It is a blessing. The new title of this worship service is Now is Not the Time to Be Afraid of the Dark. These feel like really dark times. The election results show the majority of voters in this country chose a man and an administration that does not represent our values. We are shocked, confused, bewildered, and deep in despair. And maybe we are also not surprised. I have heard a lot of people say it was because of a one thing, like supporting transgender rights, or the economy, or immigrant rights, or that Kamala Harris was a woman, or that she was a black woman, or it was the high cost of living. We each might have an idea of what the real reason is, but we don't know it. I don't know it. But what is running through my mind is this trifecta of white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism. This trinity of damage. This is what people voted for, in my opinion. And also, it seems so much more than that. Like white supremacy isn't enough to have made all of those people vote for something so vile. It isn't enough. There is something else going on here. I think it's something spiritual. And I wonder if this new Trinity is what people now see as God. John Guerra's lyrics to his song Citizen quotes, "There is a wolf who is ranting. All of the sheep, they are clapping. Everyone screaming Barabbas, trading their God for a hero, forfeiting heaven for Rome." Forfeiting heaven, light and love and compassion and goodness for Rome. Power and greed and hatred, harm, empire. That puts me in a very dark place. Because if that is their God, what do I do? What do we do? I also know that I can't do anything right now. I am in grief. It is not the time for me to make plans or do anything drastic. I haven't unfriended my Trump-loving family and friends. I'm not ready to give them up. I actually want to pull them closer. I just don't know how yet. And that leaves me struggling because I am type A and I like a plan. If I don't have a plan, I'm stuck here in grief, in darkness, waiting for light, waiting to rise up. The poet Chalon Harkin captures this beautifully in their poem. "It's when the earth shakes and foundations crumble that our light is called to rise up. It's when everything falls away and shakes us to the core and awakens all of our hidden ghosts that we dig deeper to find our inaccessible strength. It's in times when division is so fierce that we must reach for each other and hold each other much, much tighter. Do not fall away now. This is the time to rise. Your light is being summoned. Your integrity is being tested that it may stand more tall. When everything seemingly collapses, we must find within us that which is indomitable. Rise and find the strength in your heart. Rise and find the strength in each other. Burn through your devastation." I love that line. Burn through your devastation. Make it your fuel. Bring forth your light. Now is not the time to be afraid of the dark. The next part of our journey together is with Valerie Carr. This video we're going to play is from December 31st of 2016. That was right after the first time that Trump was elected to this country. You will also probably see one of our North Carolinians in there as well.
On Christmas Eve, 103 years ago, my grandfather waited in the dark and dank cell. He sailed by steamship across the Pacific Ocean from India to America, leaving behind colonial rule, but when he landed on American shores, immigration officials saw United States, and a man that I called uncle was murdered. I tried to stand up. I became a lawyer like the man who freed my grandfather, and I joined a generation of activists fighting detentions and deportation, surveillance and special registration, hate crimes and racial profiling. And after 15 years, with every film, with every lawsuit, with every campaign, I thought we were making the nation safer for the next generation. And then my son was born. On Christmas Eve, I watched him ceremoniously put the milk and cookies by the fire for Santa Claus. And after he went to sleep, I then drank the milk and ate the cookies. I wanted him to wake up and see the dawn in the morning. I wanted him to believe in a world that was magical. But I am leaving my son in a world that is more dangerous than the one that I was given. So we are raising a brown boy in America. A brown boy who may someday wear a turban as part of his faith. On America's Day, as we enter an era of enormous rage, as white nationalists hail this moment as their great awakening, as hate acts against Sikhs and our Muslim brothers and sisters are at an all-time high, I know that there will be moments, whether on the streets or in the schoolyard, where my son will be seen as foreign, as suspect, as a terrorist. Just as black bodies are still seen as criminal. Brown bodies are still seen as illegal. Trans bodies are still seen as immoral. Indigenous bodies are still seen as savage. The bodies of women and girls seen as someone else's property. And when we see these bodies, not as brothers and sisters, then it becomes easier to bully them, to rape them, to allow policies that neglect them, that incarcerate them, that kill them. Yes, Rabbi, the future is dark. On this New Year's Eve, this watch night, I close my eyes and I see the darkness of my grandfather's cell. And I can feel the spirit of ever-rising optimism in the Sikh tradition that they allow within him. And so the mother in me asks, what if? What if this darkness is not the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb? What if our America What if our America is not dead, but a country that is waiting to be born? What if the story of America is one long labor? What if all of our grandfathers and grandmothers are standing behind us now, those who survived occupation, genocide, slavery, Jim Crow, detentions, and political assault? What if they're whispering in our ear today, tonight, you are brave? What if this is our nation's great transition? What does the midwife tell us to do? Breathe! And then, because if we don't push, we will die. If we don't push, our nation will die. Tonight, we will breathe. Tomorrow, we will labor. In love, through love, and your revolutionary love. Each American, we will show our children. Bye, Gigi, God bless them. Bye, Gigi, Fateh.
Valerie Carr was the keynote at my graduation. That speech of hers, I go to it a lot because it reminds me of what's at stake and how we do need to breathe right now because we do need to push. But first, we need to breathe. Larry Bragg, who was here in the sanctuary the day after election results, shared with me how meaningful Kamala Harris's concession speech was. And I want to share this piece of it with you. She says to us, "There's an adage a historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars." I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. That's the end of her quote. Our Unitarian Universalist values hold love at the center of everything. That means love runs through everything we do, and it also means that we forget love at our peril. That is the hard part, maybe the hardest. It is so easy when faced with hatred to give ourselves over to the hatred, to let that hatred live in our own hearts. I don't want that. I have worked so hard to fill my heart up with so much love, there is no room for hate. Anger? Yes, I have room for anger. We must resist the temptation to hate our neighbors. Our faith teaches us love. It is time to embrace that. Times like these call for radical transforming love and fierceness. We turn our love and energy to the creation of a community that is safe and affirming and has your back. We need more communities like this one. We need more congregations like this one. We need a religion like this one. We need love like this faith teaches. Then we must do something very difficult. We nurture understanding and compassion for all people. We nurture understanding and compassion for all people. That may not happen quickly. But fascism flourishes where the ground is fertile, at times when we give over to resentment and grievance. And it's all fed by misinformation and fear, fed to us by those in power who benefit from us consuming the lie that hatred is better than love. I believe in love. I believe in justice. I believe in this faith. I believe in you. And I believe in light. Please join in singing right where you are. Number 396, that's in the gray hymnal. I know this rose will open. And we're going to sing it in rounds, and Karen is going to show us how.
We're going to sing it through a couple of times. And then this is going to be a little bit tricky because you have to act fast. When the second line starts, the group over here will start with the first line. Okay? So this group from Sarah, Sandra, you decide. So when after we sing it through twice all together, this side will start with the first line. When they get to the second line, this side will start with the first line. So just like that, okay? All right. I know this rose will open. Beautiful. Thank you.
You may know the quote from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, "The arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice." That sentiment actually started with a Unitarian minister in the mid-1800s. Reverend Theodore Parker said, "I do not pretend to understand the moral universe. The arc is a long one. My eye reaches but a little ways. I cannot calculate the curve and complete the figure by the experience of sight. I can only divine it by conscience. I can only divine it by conscience. And from what I see, I am sure it bends towards justice. Things refuse to be mismanaged long." That's the end of the quote. Things refuse to be mismanaged long. I believe that. This election is just one of many elections in the life of this country. But it is a hard reckoning. But we move together to keep that arc bending towards justice. I invite you now to join me in a litany of solidarity. Many of us are afraid of the coming years because we ourselves or a loved one face oppression, which we feel will worsen. For our litany, I will name positions of privilege in our society, and then those who are less privileged, who, as Unitarian Universalists, we are called to be in solidarity with. I ask that if you are a part of the privileged identity group, you would respond to each call for solidarity with, "We pledge our support." If you are not of the privileged group, please listen to those who pledge to support you, because it is important that you hear that you are supported. We begin with one example I can say with you. From those of us who are white or Euro-American, we honor people of color, Black, Latinx, Asian, and Indigenous. We commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. Now please reply together. We pledge our support. From those of us who are heterosexual or cisgender, we honor the LGBTQ+ community and commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. Pledge our support. From those of us who have not been imprisoned, we honor those who have been incarcerated, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who are not Muslim or Jewish, we honor our Muslim and Jewish neighbors, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who are insulated from the effects of climate change, we honor those on the front lines, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who are men, we honor women, trans people, and genderqueer people, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. From those of us from middle or income households, we honor those who struggle with poverty, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who are neurotypical and of presently healthy body, we honor those who are differently abled, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. Pledge our support. From those of us who have American citizenship, we honor those who are immigrants, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who have reliable health care access, We honor those who don't, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. From those of us who have body autonomy and reproductive freedom, we honor those who don't, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. From those of us who have not been assaulted, we honor those who are survivors, and we commit ourselves to acts of solidarity. We pledge our support. For all those who suffer from prejudice, poverty, violence, disaster, illness, and environmental degradation, who we have not named or perhaps do not know yet, we keep our hearts and minds open to solidarity in new ways to new people. We pledge our support. Thank you. We'll now end with these words of truth from historian Howard Zinn. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory. Beloveds, we will not go back. Amen, ashe, and blessed be. Okay, now Jason and Miriam and team, if y'all are ready to come up.
Yes. Miriam and team are going to come up and build some holiday gift bags. So also we're going to do this while we're collecting the offering as well. These are the bags that we'll be making, that the kids will be taking part in shopping for and building. These bags will go to Hope Mission, Beach House, Empower, Carteret Long-Term Recovery Alliance. Gratitude to Twisted Sisters, who are providing handmade items, and we also include a Walmart gift card. Please give generously as you can to support this project, which reflects our heartfelt desire to give to those in need of our love and support at Christmas. Please join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Yeah, Maria? Nice and big for you. Thank you.
Please join me in reading our chalice extinguishing words in English first. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now in Espanol, I'll say the first line and you repeat. Extinguimos esta llama. Pero no la luz de la verdad. El calor de comunidad. O el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. Hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
And please stand as you are able and willing for our closing hymn, number 1018, Come and Go With Me.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. Where I'm bound, There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. Where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. Where I'm bound, There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. Where I'm bound. Singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. Where I'm bound, They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. Where I'm bound. Yeah.
It is UCF tradition to join hands around the edges of the sanctuary. If you do not want to join hands around the edge, stay in the center and be surrounded by love. You break it, you buy it. Beloveds, we will not go back. We will continue to bend the arc of the universe to justice each and every day, in each and every way. We need each other. We are here for each other, and we are centered in love. Amen. Lord have mercy.
Just what we needed.
Okay, good, 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 good.